Well, hello and welcome back to Cozy Couch Corner for another episode of Tea and Tarot. Cheers! The sun's just come out for this. It's been wet all morning, which I'm sure is good for wildfires and all the very, very dry vegetation. Eight of Swords, Magician, Eight of Swords. Have we thrown off the disguise? No. Are we throwing off the disguise? Yep. We're throwing off all the things that weren't us. I mean, some of us are probably doing it for quite a while. Throwing off all the things that aren't us. All maladaptive behaviours, I don't know what you call it, to go through life. And especially when you've been in difficult situations, to feel safe. And with all the experiences we've had, we have a way of being which isn't necessarily who we really are. It's how we've adapted to circumstances and how we've adapted to other people and how we've adapted to things in our life that have happened. And we're just throwing that off now. Do we have to keep throwing it off? Yeah. A lot of people talk about the authentic self. I don't think it's as easy as some people make out it is to find out who you really are. Because there's so much programming in our brains that come from so many different areas that control our behaviour and our thinking and our beliefs and everything else, and we just got to keep throwing it off, haven't we? And all I can see is just keep throwing it off and throwing it off and throwing it off. And like most things, it's being aware, isn't it? Is that me? Is that how I want to be? Is that who I want to be? Is that how the little child in me would have turned up to this? Because sometimes we lose that. Well, if you want little children, they usually don't think about what they're going to say before they say it. They just blurt it out, don't they? They blurt out questions, and we can think, oh, that's quite rude. But that's just natural. And they're not doing it maliciously. When an adult does it, it can be malicious if they ask him rude questions. But when a child does it, little child, it's just, that's what pops into the head, and that's what came out. Adults, most of us censor ourselves, and we censor ourselves a lot of the time in how are we going to be perceived? What are people going to think of us? How does that make me look? Am I going to look stupid if I ask that? All those sort of things. And often that could be an internal dialogue, and it's just going, no, I'm not going to be like that. I mean, I'm not recommending that we ask people rude questions, but you know what I mean. It's trying to be free. It is freeing. It is freeing. I was going to say trying to be more ourselves, but that's where the freedom is. The freedom not to be controlled by other people's expectations or our own expectations. Because we're still magic, aren't we? We are magic. We're still following our dreams. Sometimes it looks really dark, and sometimes it looks really far away, and sometimes it looks impossible, and we can feel small and insignificant and inadequate and not worthy, but we are absolutely worthy of the goals that we have in mind and of our hopes and dreams, and they're coming in. There we are then.